Well, September is National Preparedness Month, and all month long we're helping you and your family get ready. Power outages can happen anytime, especially during inclement weather, and we're joined right now by Tony Guillen and Sandy Manning from the City of Tallahassee discussing a little bit more about power outage safety and how to report power outages using a new app. Thanks so much for joining me this morning.
Good morning, Max.
Great to be here.
Perfect. And again, we've been talking about Preparedness Month all month long. We were discussing about hurricanes, flooding, and some of the things that can happen in that is actually some down power lines and power outages. So what does it look like on the City of Tallahassee's side when there are power outages out around the region?
Well, when we've got outages in the area, obviously our big emphasis is to go out there and make everything safe for the public and get power restored. So we ask folks if they see down power lines anywhere to avoid them. Our expectation is that they're not energized, but they can be. So for safety, we just ask folks to report outages and report what they see if possible. But also sit back and wait, let our guys show up, our linemen show up, and do the work they're hired to do.
And a part of our communication effort is to ensure that our customers know detail and how things are going on a regular basis. We want to keep them updated of the status of where outages are. Yeah,
definitely. City of Tallahassee on Twitter has a really good continuous feed of letting people know where the outages are and when they're probably going to be restored. What does the City of Tallahassee relationship look like with Talco and Electric? Because sometimes the lines can kind of be blurred where storms can knock out power to folks in rural Leon County along with the city. So what does that relationship look like during active weather?
Well, our two control centers are in communication. So if we get notification of an outage, we know what our boundary is, what their boundary is. So when we get someone calling in saying they have an outage and it's not in our service territory, we actually take that information and relay it on to Talco. And we let the customers know they're in the Talco territory so they can do their part also. But we do communicate directly and let them know what we're seeing. When we know they have a large outage, they're telling us, and we're actually relaying that information on to our call center so they can let customers know if they may be impacted, because they may be here in town working. They live in a Talco service territory, and we try and pass that information on.
Yeah, definitely simple enough for sure. Yeah. And also talking a little bit about if you do see down power lines, what does that process sort of look like? How do people stay safe while still communicating very vital information to you folks?
The key is to keep your distance. Basically, don't go touching anything. Don't go trying to move anything. If it's basically to keep your distance and stay away. If you have any down power line on your car or on your home, again, distance is your greatest friend in that time, and let our guys get out there and do their job.
And so we're keeping our distance. We see that down power line, and now we want to communicate it to you folks so we can get it back up and running rather quickly. What ways can we do that?
Well, of course, we have an app that customers can download on their phones through Digitally. They can go to the App Store, and it's talgov.com/outages, and it's a perfect way. All you have to do is put in your address, use your cell phone, and send out the information. We'll get it, and crews will be on the way. Now, of course, we prioritize, if we have a major outage, we go to hospitals and those individuals that are on our emergency list to get those back up first if it's a huge outage.
Right. Yeah, so very important information for sure. Digitally app, we've had that for the last couple of years, but a new update now allows you to actually relay power outage information and pothole information, all that stuff, to the City of Tallahassee directly, and you can see the information on your screen of how to download it. Also, feel free to follow City of Tallahassee on Twitter @COT News. We really appreciate you folks stopping on by this morning, giving some very vital information, because again, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when there's going to be a next power outage with a few of those storms.
If I could just add one other thing, that is there's a map out there now also that will show you the outage area. So that's a big plus.
Exactly, a lot of cool stuff, and that's all with the Digitally app, which you can find for your Apple and Android devices. Thanks so much for stopping on by. Hey, we'll be back with 2 minutes. I got your forecasts in just a bit.